What if I told you that everything you know about software engineering is a lie? 5 years ago, I joined a brand new AI startup as the employee number 6. After 2 years, our company hit $1.4 billion valuation. That experience completely reshaped me as a software engineer and showed me how wrong I was what really matters in this industry. In this video, I will share 7 lies that keep software engineers broke and the truth I wish I knew sooner because it helped me to land a 6-figure remote job in just 2 months. To start, let's talk about lie number 1. Since I started sharing my journey on this YouTube channel, one question keeps coming up. What programming language and tech stack help you to land those 6-figure jobs? The short answer? None of them. Too many developers fall into the trap of thinking that mastering one language or chasing the latest frameworks will automatically lead to $10,000 per month salary. Unfortunately, that's not that simple. Let me give you an example. Think about Gordon Ramsay for a minute. He is a celebrity chef that specializes in French cuisine and has a bunch of Michelin stars. But he also runs Italian restaurants, steakhouses, and even Asian spots. He's not just a guy who learned one recipe, he's a chef. He understands cooking on a deep level, so he can adapt and create dishes with whatever ingredients he has. Great software engineers are exactly the same. I didn't get paid the top Silicon Valley salaries because I know JavaScript or Python. I got there because I know how to get things done. At my current job, I work with Solidity, Java, JavaScript, Python, Golang, and even manage 2 bare metal servers. I'm not valuable because I picked the right tech stack. I'm valuable because I'm adaptable and focused on solving problems, not just writing code. So no, your tech stack doesn't make your career as a software engineer. But here is something even more misleading, which brings us to lie number 2. No, social media isn't full of valuable insights. It's full of inspo porn designed to keep you endlessly scrolling or to push you to buy yet another online course. Most of this so-called free actionable advice is just the same things everyone else is doing. That makes it useless for standing out and getting ahead. Let me give you an example. Every single week, I receive at least 10 cold DMs on LinkedIn. Usually from people selling products, recruiting agency trying to work with our company, or software engineers looking for a job. Why is this even happening? Because influencers told everyone that the best way to land a job is by cold messaging employees to get referrals. And guess what? At first, it worked because nobody else was doing it, but now everyone is drowning in random DMs. People still believe this is the best strategy, but actually it became a noise. When I get a DM from a software engineer, I check their profile. But if they don't have spectacular work experience or an Ivy League college on the resume, I ignore them. So if you want to stand out, stop cold DMing people because it's just annoying and start to network in the real life. Handshakes beat DMs every single time. If you want to succeed, start putting yourself in rooms where professionals gather because genuine relationships aren't built to cold DMs, but through real human interactions. And that brings us to another lie influencers love to tell us, lie number 3. Did you ever catch yourself endlessly scrolling Instagram Reels or TikTok, hunting for motivation? Maybe you were hoping that you will find this one trick that will make you a millionaire. I'm guilty of it too, and every time I do so, I end up emotionally drained. Why? Because what they say is technically true, but a 3-minute video won't change your life. Real change starts with commitment. Think about it this way. Success is like climbing a mountain. Just because someone else reached the summit via one path doesn't mean that the same path will work for you. Conditions change, opportunities shift, and what worked for them might not work for you. There is no single recipe that you can just copy and expect the same results. Honestly, this is one of the hardest lessons when I launched this channel. A lot of software engineers dream of my life. I make top 10% Silicon Valley salary and my work is remote without time zone restrictions. But can you get the same opportunity by following my footprints? Probably not. I share what I learned to inspire you to carve your own path. The insights that helped me through the tough moments and got me here. But I don't have a secret formula that works for everyone. We all come from different backgrounds, different skills, experiences, and challenges. And that shapes our journey in unpredictable ways. My goal is to share what helped me at the key moments, and if something clicks with you, take it and make it yours. If you disagree with me, don't worry, we are still fine. And that brings us to lie number 4. Have you ever walked out of an interview feeling completely discouraged? Like you failed because you weren't good enough? Congrats. Probably you just met an interviewer like me a few years ago. Whenever I joined a new team, I quickly became one of the top performers because I took initiative and expanded my responsibilities. That's how I ended up on the other side of the interview table. And I will be honest with you, I was terrible at interviewing. Instead of looking for productive employees, I was obsessed with finding unicorns. You know, those perfect software engineers who would inspire me and push the team towards the excellence, whatever that even means. Looking back, I realized my former employers didn't need elite software engineers. They needed reliable people who could write JavaScript. I rejected a lot of great candidates not because they weren't good enough, but because I was chasing some unrealistic values. And the truth is, a lot of hiring managers are like me a few years ago. They will fail you because you didn't complete the task on time or they didn't like your answers. You can't fix them, but you can come prepared. That's why you should treat job interviews as a skill and practice it. Before you apply for a dream company, warm up by interviewing at places you are less excited about. If you fail, it's great because you came there to practice. And if you are aiming for big tech companies like Google or Meta, here's a tip most people overlook. If you pass the lead code stage, you can ask for a mock interview. It's a fake interview that you can safely wreck and you won't get rejected. Use that opportunity to practice. It's one of the easiest way to double your chances of passing the real interview. And that brings us to another lie, lie number 5. If you're into coding, probably you've stumbled across famous indie hackers, makers like Mark Louvion and Peter Levers, two legendary indie hackers making millions from their projects. It's easy to get inspired by these success stories. Who wouldn't want to earn $1 million every year in the end? But before you quit your job, let's take a quick look at the reality. Mark Louvion runs a revenue leaderboard where indie hackers can connect their Stripe accounts and share how much they earn. So I took a sneak peek what people are actually making. At the time of recording of this video, only 230 people decided to share their revenue. And here's the surprising part. Only 4 people, 5 if you count Mark himself, make more than $10,000 per month. That means that only 2% of indie hackers make more than $10,000 per month. The very top, they are pulling between $40,000 and $100,000 per month. Incredible, yes, but extremely rare. So, can you make big money from indie hacking? Yes, you can, but for most people, it isn't a golden ticket. If you are going to do it anyways, here is my honest advice. Stop focusing on code and start building an audience. The uncomfortable truth is that most successful indie hackers sell through social media, not through software. They grow the following first, then build products to sell to that audience. So if you are dreaming of quitting your job and building startups, spend less time perfecting your app and more time tweeting, recording videos, and posting. Because in the world of indie hacking, distribution beats code every single time. And that brings us to the next lie, lie number 6. We all want to believe that success is based on talent, hard work, and skill. Unfortunately, that's far away from truth. Let me share you a quick story. In 2022, I was hiring an intern for our Palo Alto office, and we interviewed candidates from all over United States and Canada, including students from elite universities like Harvard. And guess what? Harvard freshmen weren't smarter than grads from public schools. The biggest difference? Their attitude. Students from top-tier universities believed they were elite, and the world believed it too. Every time we made an offer to a Harvard or MIT student, they would get another one from Amazon or some other big tech company and reject ours. Even though we paid more, gave them possibility to work on client-facing applications, they still picked Amazon because it looked better on their resumes. Meanwhile, equally talented students from public universities, they didn't even get a chance to interview at places like Amazon. And that's when it hit me. The game is rigged. Merit is not enough. Brand names, connections, perceived prestige often matters more than actual skill. So what you can do about it? First, accept the reality. If you didn't go to prestigious school, you will have to play the game differently. So you need to build your network first. Go to meetups, talk to strangers, and try to get involved. Because the right connections can open doors. And be patient. It took me 7 years before I landed my first six-figure job, so stay hungry, stay in the game, and most of all, don't hate the player, hate the game. And also learn how to play it. And that brings us to the biggest lie of all, lie number 7. Let's face it, the golden era of making life-changing money at the big tech is over. Today, most software engineers at big tech companies make under $210,000 per year. And that's right. It's a life-changing amount of money until you realize they live in San Francisco, pay $4,000 for rent, and commute 2 hours every day. But you might ask, what about those legendary stock packages? They are not what they used to be. The truth is, stock options were always just a clever way to defer your compensation. A bet on company's future instead of real dollars today. So yes, if you joined the company early, you could make a fortune if you were lucky. Let me tell you a story. Back in 2007, software engineers at Amazon earned base salary under $160,000 per year. After taxes, it's about $10,000 per month take home, but they also received stock options and those stocks exploded. A lot of them became millionaires, but it took almost a decade. You might say, becoming a millionaire after a decade is still great, right? Well, until you realize that only 5 companies in the past few years grew exponentially. The truth is, chasing prestige at the big tech won't make you rich. But don't get me wrong, if I had the chance to work for Google in the United States, I would have taken it. But the door wasn't open for me, so I had to find another way. I built my career slowly, working for companies across Europe. Then, one day, I got a message from a recruiter. Hey, wanna help us to build the next unicorn? I said, hell yes. And that's how I ended up in Abu Dhabi, joining an AI startup as employee number 6. I stayed there for 2 years, and a few months after I left, the company was acquired and its valuation hit $1.4 billion. Did I get a $1 billion payout? Of course not. But I did earn as much as software engineers in San Francisco. And I'm not telling you this to brag, I'm telling you this because you don't have to chase the big tech to build wealth. Sometimes life-changing opportunities are hidden in unexpected places. The key is to play the software engineering game until the right opportunity finds you. Remember, it takes years of preparation to have an overnight success. So don't chase a name for your resume, chase places where you can create the real value. If you made it this far, I have one big ask for you. I never tell you to like or subscribe my videos because if you enjoy my content, I trust you will do it anyways. But lately, my videos have picked up more views, but almost nobody writes comments. So if this video resonated with you, drop a comment below or just leave a train emoji as a signal for me. That tiny action tells me that you find it helpful and it motivates me to make more videos. And speaking of taking action, if my story inspired you, you should watch this video next and I will show you how I built my career step by step. Believe me, my beginnings were very humble. Literally, it took me 7 years to grow my income from $35,000 per year to my first six-figure job. So I will see you there.